Hi, Wastoids! Welcome to the Weasel and the Nugs here at VGB's Radio. I'm the Weasel. With me is my forever co-host, the Nugs. And you've tuned straight into VGB's Radio. This is episode 25. What's up, Nugs? How's it going?
What's up, Weasel?
You know what that sound means? Yeah, we've backed over the dollar dog. That's right. Every morning here on the BGB's Radio, the 28th caller gets free tickets to the local Shania Twain concert.
I saw Shania last year. And Weasel, you know how I feel about Shania.
I know, Nugs. You keep talking about Shania.
Oh wow, Weasel.
Man,
the network's gonna be mad at us if I keep talking about Shania.
I know. Listen,
man, she makes me feel like a woman. You know.
That was. Listen, folks, that was a fun bit I did on Niki because they missed last week's episode, so I wanted to kind of like throw a format change in, you know?
Yeah, it's a little different.
But
I saw where the road was going, and honestly, John, it was a straight line.
Thank you.
It was not confusing.
It was not confusing. Anyway, hi, welcome to VGB's episode 25. I'm your host, John Warren. With me is my favorite co-host, Niki Grayson. Hello.
Hey.
We're back on video. So if you're on youtube.com/@VGBs, you can see these episodes on video like you could, I don't know, a couple months ago. And if you do check us out on video, you can see one Barley Bear. Hi, Barley. God, she just, what an angel. Just puts up with your shit.
Constantly. For nothing. Like, I don't deserve it.
I know.
But she does.
I don't know. Why are dogs like that? It's just like
stupid. That's all it is. If they had like maybe 5% more facilities, they wouldn't do it.
Do you think they retain that they're annoyed, or is it a new experience every time?
New experience every time. It's got to be a new experience every time, which is tragic if you think about it for too long.
Yeah.
But like every time Barley is inconvenienced, it feels like it's the first time she's ever been inconvenienced.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you're so right. I mean, Ravioli in particular has been like on the losing side of so many, like, oh, we have to capture you and put you up because you're being horrible to Raisinette in some way. And just every time he's just like,
it's like, what the fuck? Like the idea of consequences, that concept does not exist for a dog.
No, not
like
at all.
Barley was outside and the FedEx man dropped a package off next door, and we've had multiple conversations, Barley and I, about etiquette when people come up to the house and what you can and cannot do. And 2 days prior, she did the same thing while she was sitting outside, so she got in trouble and had to come inside, and her outside time was ended short. And this time, she had been out there for maybe 2 minutes in the FedEx man, and I looked her dead in the fucking... This is the worst part. It was egregious. I looked her dead in the fucking eye as the FedEx man came to walk past, like behind her. I looked at the FedEx man. I said, hey. The FedEx man said, hey. And then after the FedEx man said, hey, that's when Barley was like, time to fight. And she turned around and started yapping, and I was like, that's it. Like, saying you're done to a dog owns.
It's so
it fucking rules. Because if someone said you're done to me, like, I would be devastated, right? But at least I can't get picked up about it.
Yeah, right.
When I say you're done to this dog and I walk up over to her and I say, you're going inside now, there's nothing she can do.
There's nothing she can do.
So, she got in trouble yesterday. She'd only been out there for like 2 or 3 minutes. And
unreal.
That's tough.
Why? Yeah, I wish. Yeah, sometimes I do wish dogs were 10% smarter. And sometimes I'm like, no.
No,
What a
it's better this way.
what a tragic arrangement that would be.
Dude, yeah, 10% smarter makes you cognizant of your restrictions, I think.
I think so too. Yeah. Yeah.
Like 10% smarter is they know they're being talked to and want to try to communicate back, but cannot.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, you really do kind of start to see the levers and pulleys that the dog has to work with. Especially if you have two, I feel like, because like Ravioli will pester Raisinette, but there are only a few things that he can do that make Raisinette like actively angry, but he doesn't seem to be internalizing which of
what those are.
there are.
Yeah, so he cycles through them every time.
Like, so yeah, he cycles through them every time. It's like if she's not kind of giving back the playfulness, like he'll be like, all right, like I'm going to nibble on your neck a little bit, and it's like that. Okay, that doesn't do anything. It's like I think she actually kind of likes it actually, and it's like that doesn't do much. And Ravioli's like, all right, what if I paw your face on the side you can't see from? And it's just like, she usually doesn't like that, but
doesn't like
so
that one.
She might try to like chomp you to like, I could hear Raisinette's jaw close, chomping kind of at you like a piranha plant. And then like, but if that doesn't get quite the response, it's like, what if I just like rear up and grab your ear with my teeth and just kind of pull?
And just like, pull and just yank.
Like that one is the one that
she's not gonna like that one either.
Raisinette going into like, if I get you cornered, I'm gonna kind of mess you up.
I'm gonna get you.
Really dumb, and it's sad because Raisinette is like actually too slow and too blind to really like do anything to Ravioli because he's so fast. He's fast.
Just teasing an old person.
It is just like, it's just me knocking the remote out of my grandmother's hand. It's like, oh,
that's crazy that happened.
Wheel of Fortune's on.
It's not anymore.
Well,
hope you like the feud.
Survey says Pal World is only being targeted for about $67,000 in
Just pay it,
damages for the patents. However, most experts agree this is basically the first step in a longer transaction. You can actually hear more about that on our bonus feed. My conversation with Kirby Drake, a patent attorney from about a month and a half ago. We talked about this, about how the patent suit's probably maybe just the first step in what is probably a longer, larger, more involved copyright infringement suit that might be coming. We just don't know what that is. So if you're reading that, that's a very small amount of money that Nintendo wants from Power World. That's probably why.
It's about the precedent, right? Like they just want on the books. Yes, we fucked up. Yes, we are going to have a licensing deal where we're like they're asking for 60 grand, but really they're gonna probably be like, and we want 5% on every copy, or just like straight off the top of your revenue, we just want 5%. So I don't know, like.
They also want an injunction to actually shut them down until it, which is very funny to me, because I would simply just want them more money.
Yeah, I just want more money. Just ask for more money. Like, the thing is, you're already, and we've talked about this. I feel insane about this because, like, of two minds. Does Nintendo need to do this? No. Are they morally in the right? No, also. Because they don't need to.
Right.
But like on the books, on the letters, are they correct?
By the letter of the law, they're right.
Yeah, they're right, right? So it's like you have to, it's a really tough needle to thread. I simply would not have done this personally. If I was Pocket Pair, I wouldn't have made a Pokemon game.
I wouldn't have.
Of all of the games that I could have made,
I just don't think I would have done that.
I would have made a Pokemon game. So a little bit like, yeah, it fucking sucks, dog, that like they're getting hit like this, and like they're very clearly playing. They've become a pawn in a game that Nintendo is playing with themselves, right? But also,
you had
Like, what did you think, gang?
You had a lot of stuff.
You
could
had
have
a
done.
lot of time to
You
not
had
make a
lot of stuff.
Pokemon game.
I'm just trying to imagine, someone be like, "Hey, all right, check out our next gen football simulation game featuring the National Football League." It's like,
It's like, huh?
cool. Did y'all get that license?
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
You just got the JPEGs off of.
So this will come out, I guess. Never. Yeah.
Never.
It's tough. But yeah, I don't know. I have to imagine that they're going to settle out of court. But it's that's just the latest news about it. So I thought I would at least mention it. Phil Spencer was interviewed recently. And
what did he say, John? What did he say?
What
did Gamer Dad say, John?
Well, Gamer Dad said, one, he's a big fan of handhelds, but any sort of Xbox handheld that is officially branded is probably still a long way out.
What do you mean? Can we talk about this? That doesn't make any sense. Do you know how easy it is to make a handheld if you are a company the size of Microsoft?
I mean, it's pretty. Yeah,
you could spin these fuckers up in 6 months.
Yes,
Retroid does this shit every year.
Yeah,
Retroid
Pocket has got a new thing every single year. Yep,
I'm pretty sure that's 8 guys in a Chinese office building.
Oh, 100.
Like, it can't be more than that.
100%.
And they know guys that work at the factories, and then they just they send some emails back and forth, and then a handheld comes out.
100%.
There's no reason why Microsoft or Sony does not have a thing that runs that is so deeply it is a loss leader, right? Mm-hmm. They lose money on these things that cost $200, but they are selling you so hard on buying games for it that that's where they make the money.
Yeah.
Inexcusable to me that it's not going to come out until 2026. Mm-hmm. Probably. What do you mean?
Yeah. It's strange, but it's also, I guess, this is the thing. We've talked about this before, but it's like the way that they quote strategize, everything can kind of be argued that it is either makes sense with the plan that they have, or or they're just doing shit. Yeah. And I'm definitely more in the latter camp of it feels like they're just doing shit and calling it their strategy.
Yeah.
But they just were launched a pretty robust, pretty expensive ad campaign that shows different objects, like technological objects, a laptop, a Amazon Fire Stick, a like a Ally or ROG Ally,
Roger Ally, yeah.
And it says this is an Xbox.
Okay.
So it's kind of this is an Xbox campaign in time for the holidays, I guess, presumably, so people can know that there is an ecosystem of devices that will play Xbox. It is basically coming clear that their holiday strategy for this year is to say pretty much any combination of these things is an Xbox. Now, it's an interesting play because Xbox unit sales are way down.
Well, now they're not, John. Not anymore.
Because of this.
If everything is an Xbox.
If everything
is an Xbox, then they can roll that shit directly into those numbers. We sold 18 million Surface PCs. Those are all Xboxes.
That every single LG television in circulation, that's an Xbox. But it's like that. That's but it's funny. But there is someone somewhere building decks right now for both investors and also just internal kind of metrics going, this is actually quote unquote how many Xboxes there are on circulation. I swear to God, in the next 2 years, we will see essentially that stat parroted somewhere of
there are 1 billion Xboxes.
1 billion Xboxes out there. And like it'll be like a tongue-in-cheek wink kind of thing, but it does feel like maybe something Phil Spencer and that team will attempt to leverage to an audience that is not as maybe savvy as us or our listeners.
I
don't. The thing is like I don't know what it fucking changes. Like
it doesn't change
anything. I just don't know.
Nothing is different.
They still don't make any fucking games.
They don't make any games, and also like it is so nuts to me. I understand I'm looking at like the slate, and like I'm 2 days from now I'll be downtown and I'll see this shit everywhere because that's how I realized when I was in New York last week. I do think that New York and Los Angeles are the only, and I know this isn't true, but just stay with me.
No, you're about to say something that I think is true.
The only cities where advertisements happen.
Yes.
And it makes me feel insane.
It's
because
weird.
I'm like, who is this for? Like, the inundated with ads just constantly for shit that you are never going to, like, they're advertising on the subway.
Right.
They're advertising Brex. Do you know what Brex is, John?
No.
Brex is an Expensify competitor where they give the people a company card that is linked to the company account. You still have to file expenses, so it doesn't really make any sense.
It doesn't matter.
So it doesn't fucking matter. But all it is it's a middleman service that gives employees a credit card with a hard limit that you can set, that AP can set.
Someone can set. Okay.
Yes. And that's it. Except they have spent presumably millions of dollars to advertise to people who are taking the C.
Right. Yeah. Do you think they're going to get off the subway and be like, hey, yo.
Yeah, I gotta call accounts payable. I got
what?
Finance.
Hey, knock on the door. Hey, Joanne, you have a second? In between watching a guy fucking jerk off to completion on the way here on the subway, I was looking at this Brex ad. I'm like, maybe we should do that because we should get a company card.
And then what?
And
then like
you didn't hear you were fired this morning. Oh. Oh shit. Oh man.
God. But yeah, these advertisements are going to be everywhere. But it's tough, right? Because it's like, is the experience? Is it smart to be like, this is an Xbox when the experience of playing a game on xCloud is as bad as it is?
Yeah.
Does that dilute the brand Xbox if you are then like, this is what it is, and are calling the experience the same as the experience that you would get on an S or an X? Or does that even matter?
I tend to feel pretty crazy around this conversation specifically because what inevitably happens is that I will see someone that I like, respect, or just kind of think of as an equal peer in the industry be like, I had a great time playing a couple rounds of Call of Duty in my bed tonight. And I'm like, no, I like it. If we body swapped, my experience would be getting on Blue Sky and being like, I fucking shit my ass off trying to play Call of Duty. My KD ratio was negative 8
because it didn't work
on one match because it didn't fucking work. Like to me, it's so weird. But there are people who there's a threshold of obstacles to playing a game that it is clear some people don't have.
Yeah.
Or if they do have, and this is crucial, they're lying about it.
Yes. Yeah, they're lying about it to
what's happening.
But I think it's because there is an obsession with the novelty of the idea.
I get that.
As opposed to the execution of the idea. People get so fucking high on the idea that, yes, this is an Xbox game running on a computer.
Right.
God knows how far away from me right now.
Right.
Conceptually, yes, that does bang. If you press A on the thing and the video game Call of Duty opens on your phone, that is sick.
That's sick. Yeah.
It just isn't a good. You're lying to yourself
when I
about whether it's a
opened-
good experience or not. Though.
When I opened Destiny on a Chromebook and started playing it with Google, what's its fuck
Stadia,
Stadia, I was like, that's neat. But the time to figure out it was ass was like 10
Pretty
seconds.
Quick. Yeah, no, pretty fast.
So it's just like, I do believe xCloud is better than Stadia, but that comparison is not like, that it's not that different. Yeah. So to me, it's just like, I guess there is certainly probably a class of gamer, and I'm sure Xbox has this data, or they don't care. I can't decide. They probably have some data that is like, yeah, like a lot of our average consumers actually don't really give a shit about.
That's the thing. They
about
don't care.
about the input lag, about the visual lag, enough to not do it.
Because if they did, they would
also
play video
games.
games.
We also
different.
know that, but we also know that number, that volume number, is pretty small.
No, yeah.
I mean, they said it in court as part of the deposition.
Yeah, they were like,
it's like no one does this.
Yeah,
shit.
they were like, it's not important enough to have to divest from it, which is an insane thing to have to admit.
FTC was like, we're bringing this case basically mostly on kind of like cloud monopoly stuff, and they're like, hey, guess what? Like, we don't
fucking dummies.
We like this.
We don't
shit
think it
isn't big
works.
enough. Yeah. So it's odd. I guess what the end game is. I was thinking about this last week, and also earlier this week. In 2001, Niki,
pre or post
2001, pre, but also a little bit post.
Okay.
It was very clear that the Sega Dreamcast was dying. Like that.
I'm so
that.
sorry.
Yeah, I know. We salute your service. And it died in the attacks on September 11th. It was pretty clear. It was pretty clear that it was a failure of a console. There wasn't that much interest. The originals were coming out slower. It was just kind of whatever. And it became kind of this like joke that maybe Sega will basically go to make third-party games. And that's essentially what they did. They started doing that. And it was wild and it was novel and it was whatever. I guess it just feels like Microsoft is like doing that, but on purpose. Like it feels like they're like sliding
they're very
into
slowly
a failure.
Yeah.
But they're like, this is what we're intending to do.
Yeah. But wouldn't it be easier if they just did it? Wouldn't it be easier instead of doing half steps, just being like, if our internal goal is to be here in 3 years, what is stopping you from doing it tomorrow?
Like, what's stopping you from making Halo Infinite 2, which is cross-platform?
Yeah. Instead of doing this hemming and hawing bullshit.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I
don't know.
Well, maybe this will solve our problems, John.
Oh, that IHOP is powering up with Xbox themed menu and legendary collectibles?
Mm-hmm. Are you ready for an epic breakfast adventure?
Yes.
As Xbox gears up for the highly anticipated release of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle on December 9th, we're teaming up with IHOP.
Which looks great. I want to talk about that.
Amped about it, actually. Yep. We're teaming up with IHOP to serve a breakfast spread fit for a legendary adventurer. Starting November 18th, IHOP guests can dive into a special Indiana Jones and the Great Circle inspired menu featuring the debut of fully loaded French toast and signature beverages, including Explorer's Caramel. Jesus fucking Christ. Man. Can I try again? It was so repulsive to me.
But it's fucking like your body is stopping you from saying it, I feel like, because it's gross.
Explorer's Caramel Apple Butter Hot Chocolate. Gross. And long lost cookie butter milkshake. But the adventure, and then
cookie butter.
Yeah, so it's rancid and old because it was in the back of the fucking. We found this from another promotion.
Why would you no? All right.
But here's the kicker, John. The adventure doesn't stop there, Become an International Bank of Pancakes member and upload your IHOP receipt to earn pan coins that you can redeem for exclusive Xbox-themed prizes in the IHOP Stack Market. The Stack Market will have weekly drops throughout the program, including full game downloads, exclusive merch, gaming accessories, 1 month of Game Pass, new members only, and much more. Make sure to tune in as IHOP and Xbox host a live stream on November 18th at 12:30 p.m.
I'll fucking be there. I will be there.
Over John Warren. Over under 400 people.
Here's why it'll be over. Because no one will know this is happening. And so when everyone gets their Twitch notif that Xbox is streaming, they'll be like, oh fuck, did we miss did we miss some sort of announcement or a direct? It'll be over, but only because of that. I would love to be seeing the data live. Like, I would love to be at Twitch HQ watching that stream of like, wow, a bunch of people logged on it and they're gone.
They're gone.
It's just like for the 5 minutes it starts. Yeah.
Does this Xbox look IHOP to you?
So
when you look at this Xbox, because they are, John, of course, the official breakfast partner of Xbox, and they made exclusive merchandise.
That doesn't mean anything.
Well, they made
Xbox doesn't need a breakfast partner. It doesn't need a breakfast partner. Like, Xbox doesn't need a breakfast partner. If Xbox had like a sound partner or a headphone partner or like whatever, but it doesn't need a breakfast partner.
It's a breakfast partner. They made some glasses that look like shit, like you would have gotten at a McDonald's in 1999.
Like shit. Yeah. Do you want to describe the Xbox though?
Yeah, it's blue and it's dripping. I guess perhaps it is pancake syrup is the visual that they are going for.
But blue?
But it's blue. I don't understand why it's blue. It's like it's a darker blue and then a teal blue. I think it looks good. Like, actually cool. I like it, and it does have the IHOP logo, except the O in IHOP is the Xbox logo, and that kind of fucking bangs.
Which is kind of funny.
But it doesn't say IHOP. It's not IHOP at all to me.
No.
Anyway, so that's an Xbox.
This is the design they had laying around, and they were like, let's just fucking put the
IHOP logo on it. Listen, the fine folks over at Edelman, because they do. Did you know that Edelman has their own? Inside of Edelman, there is a second company called Assembly that is Microsoft's PR firm.
I did, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Those white people must have popped the fuck off when they had this idea.
Yeah,
must have been fucking amped about it.
I sent them a question a long time ago that was weird. I was like, hey, who is in charge of the ad that y'all made with for the game Lost Odyssey that had like a 60-second ad spot that played almost the entirety of Jefferson Airplane's White Rabbit in it? Who is in charge of that ad campaign? And
they get back to you?
Someone did get back to me. They were like, we literally, no one works here that still works here that was involved in that. And I was like,
nuts.
All right.
That tracks.
All right.
God. Anyway, so everything's an Xbox. Your pancakes are an Xbox. Your house is an Xbox. Your dog, you might be able to run Halo on your dog now.
I mean, we are joking, but that is the ad campaign. Like, there's a picture of a cat box, and it goes, "This is not a cat box; it's a cat box," or whatever. This is not an Xbox; it's a cat box. Which is like,
whatever.
I think you know what's crazy is that from a ad effectiveness and legibility standpoint, I would have skipped the ones that aren't Xboxes.
That weren't Xboxes. Yeah, John. Because it takes away from the message that everything is an Xbox.
I would have just put up like 30 different things that are an Xbox.
Are Xboxes.
That probably would have been a more effective message. But they felt like they had to get a little tongue-in-cheek with it, but I don't think that works as well.
No. Of course it doesn't.
I don't know. I'm not a marketing expert.
Well, neither are they.
But it's like, yeah, I don't know.
I just think that, like, I don't know who these ads are for. Like, at the end of the, it's not.
I agree.
There's I was gonna save this for tomorrow, but I think I have come around on No Flex Zone as a commercial.
Whenever I hear it, it makes me happy.
Now I'm like, yeah, Wingstop.
Yeah,
I'm like, I have Wingstop. Like, I'm not gonna go, but
no Flex Zone. This is a really insane thing I'm about to say. The No Flex Zone Wingstop commercial made me understand why Donald Trump won.
No, for sure.
Like 100%.
I get it. If it is drilled into you enough,
I get it. No Flex Zone.
No Flex Zone. If you are hit with it enough, eventually it does kind of go. Your brain goes smooth, and you're like,
I want to be so clear. I'm not saying that his messages have worked on me, and I understand them. I want to be so clear because people have already isolated that audio, and they've already said, "I understand Donald Trump," and now if it canceled,
you're done. You're canceled.
I just mean the effectiveness of repeating a message over and over and over and over and over again, until you're so sick of it, and then you come out the other side, and you're like, I could definitely get some Wingstop right now.
I could have some Wingstop. And now they're doing it with $1 Million Baby by that guy.
Niki, okay, let's go ahead and call it now. What's your most embarrassing song that'll be on your Spotify top 100 for the at the end of the year? And I'll go ahead and answer with mine. It'll be that. And not only will it be that, it might crack the top 20, which is tough.
That's nuts.
As I've listened to that song a lot over the past couple months.
What song have I listened to a lot this year? The way that Apple Music does it is that they're like, we weren't fucking. You want what? You want to know what you were listening to? Oh, we haven't been tracking that shit at all, gang.
You know what? If that's true, then good for them. I'd love to not be tracked.
No, they do it. It just fucking blows every year. Yeah. Let me scroll. Oh, it's not embarrassing. It's just gonna be Not Like Us is gonna be my number one for sure.
That's pretty good. Well, that's a pretty good number one.
I'm trying to look. It's gonna be Not Like Us and a lot of jazz.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm in a moment, and it came to me kind of. I was sitting on the train. And I was like, I think I'm just in an era where I don't want to listen to music that has words in it.
Oh, I get
because
that.
I really have not been listening to music with words in it. It's all been jazz and instrumental.
I feel like you engage with music really differently between those.
Yes, between those poles.
Those modes. Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else am I listening to? No one's ever listened to anything.
Okay.
So.
Who's a jazz?
Greg Fote. I just found out about this guy 2 days ago. Okay. Greg Fote fucking bangs.
Okay.
I also like T-Pain. He just came out with a new track.
With Mark Zuckerberg.
Their Khruangbin might be pretty high. Mm-hmm. They kind of have words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That song is this year's Black Beatles. Black Beatles in the city.
Oh, I know the song, but what do you mean?
Like, with regards to, the human mind does not think about it when it plays it, but plays it perfectly in the human mind.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
You know?
Black Beatles is really funny because it starts with this, it starts like, I don't know how to describe it. It starts with kind of this
sounds like a doorbell.
Well, yeah, but it's also this distance. It's it's so this.
Yes.
There's this way too cool distance from it.
Yeah.
And then it comes this, I'm a fucking Black Beetle, and it's like I'm like
it's like all
right. I'm a fucking Black Beetle, cream seats in a Regal. I'm like, all right.
It's like okay.
There was some kind of unapproachable cool distance here, but now it's just I'm a fucking
now we're really close to each other. I don't want to be as close as we are.
Yeah, it's just it's popping up right in front of you. You're like, I'm a fucking Black Beetle. I'm like, oh, all right. Wow, this is a different vibe than I thought we were doing.
You know what else is like that?
Yeah.
Before we get back to video game,
Yeah, that's right.
the she said, "Do you love me?" I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mama. I'm sorry. Part of God's Plan by Drake. The human mind does not consider that.
Yeah.
It is like you could be doing open heart surgery and have that song play on the background, and involuntarily the human body will go. The person on the table will wake up and say, she says, "Do you love me?" I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mama. I'm sorry. It's like the body can't not do it.
Push more drugs for their way. They're flatlining. Oh shit. Drake has killed so many people in the operating room.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
A big sign outside of the OR that just has Drake's face on it and a big comical red no smoking circle in it.
But doctor, what about Take Care? No! Nothing. I don't even care if it's a guest feature on a Rihanna track.
But Passion Fruit is the only way I can scrub in. I do not care.
What about the first part of Passion Fruit? That's just that DJ fucking up. No! You can't do it. So news that's really not video game related, but I think it's what we're talking about. That everyone thought was a joke until about noon today, which is that the Onion has purchased InfoWars.
Crazy. How fun.
Which is so fun.
They got all this stuff too. That's the part that bangs to me. Like I didn't realize they got like the cameras and the set dressing and like
the set.
They got all of the stuff.
Because it's in bankruptcy court. It's basically bankruptcy court. They hit Alex Jones with a $1.2 billion judgment or something like that from the defamation lawsuit with the Sandy Hook victims. Sandy Hook victims won. That was one of those things when the Sandy Hook victims won, I was like, wow, that's a really great kind of win for just kind of justice. But like, it's a real shame that there really aren't going to be any like material consequences to this, because Alex Jones doesn't have any materials. Like, all he has is InfoWars, and who the fuck would want that? Turns out if the Onion buys it, it then becomes a thing that everyone's like, fuck yeah, like that rules. So that was kind of a weird, unexpected thing. The judge basically granted the Onion's parent company the entire InfoWars brand and everything they're in as part of this bankruptcy court. So they bought it. I don't think they've disclosed the amount of what was spent on it, but it was
probably not a lot.
Probably not a lot, but it was also apparently with the backing of some of those families from the Sandy Hook thing.
Great.
Which is awesome.
Hell yeah.
So it's not fully clear what they're going to do with all of that, but like whatever it'll be.
It'll be good.
And
I'm excited about it.
As of right now, as of this afternoon, even Alex Jones was still in InfoWars studios making stuff, reacting to this live. He alluded to the fact that they will have to basically come and take him out of the place to get him out of there. And it's like, Bud, I can't wait for that to happen.
Bud, they will.
They will, and it'll be really satisfying.
It'll be really easy for them to do that.
We're all gonna really enjoy it. The website's down already, and now Alex Jones is he has to record from a new location, so it's amazing.
What about the vitamins?
I believe that is also legitimately. I believe that is also included in all of this.
Great, that's awesome, huge. I love that.
Now he could go and make another branded line of that stuff, but I believe it's all connected to that.
Should we, before they go
buy
away,
them all and take them all?
Yeah. Should we get on the InfoWars supplement? And do you think it'll fix us?
It won't fix me. It won't fix
It
you.
might.
Mm,
You don't know.
I'll tell you a quick story. We found a crack in our bathtub in our master bathroom. And
You just
so
put some spackle on there.
we had a guy come over and he's like, it's gonna be $1,500 to repair the fiberglass on this thing.
How much is a
We were
bathtub?
like, that's what we asked. So what we did, we called this company that installs bathtubs, and she was like, okay, cool. How about 9:30 tomorrow morning? This was at 6 p.m. the night before. And we were like, what do you mean?
Don't
She's
you-
like, I'll come over and I'll measure and we'll go over options. And we're like, okay, sure. She comes in, Nikki, I'm not kidding. She was here for 2 hours sitting
Doing
at our
what?
kitchen table, doing a thorough sales pitch of her company and why we should go with them. And we found out why there was a big sales pitch because we got to the end of it and it was a $15,000 bathtub. And we had also asked them about a walk-in bathtub for me to just get like a soaking tub thing situation that they have at the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas. Because we're like, well, how much could that possibly cost? Turns out it's $27,000. But the reason I'm telling you that story is because you're flipping through this book of options to go with the thing, and it's like, here are the aroma bubbles that you could get, and like, here's the LED light therapy. And then Anne looked at me, she's like, maybe that would fix you in front of this woman. And it's like,
What did she say?
No one knows nothing. Like, totally no sold it, absolutely no reaction. Ollie right over it. I'm not gonna
Dude.
I mean, it was
That's
so funny. It was so funny.
$15,000 for the bathtub.
Well, here's the thing: is that then we like called someone else. They're like, "You want another fiberglass bathtub?" It's like $3,000. We're like, "Oh."
Well, that one doesn't have aroma bubbles in it.
Here's the thing: we can't afford literally any of it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Repair it. Like, crucially, we were like, what if the bathtub just costs $500? It's like, nope, it doesn't. So
no, does the Habitat for Humanity Restore have bathtubs?
Ooh, we just gave a bunch of stuff to them.
Maybe they'll give you one back.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah, I would check the Restore.
That's a really good.
Maybe they have bathtub. The thing about that though is that, like, I don't know how big bathtub get. But
yeah, I don't.
It's like a size
really
thing, I'm sure.
When did these pop up, by the way? Because I didn't know about them until
Restores.
Yeah,
I think they've been around for a while, but I also didn't know about them until recently.
It's like I've always just kind of been like, man, Goodwill kind of seems bad in some.
Goodwill
ways.
Sucks now.
And then,
but I think it's because
this thing.
It's because we've ruined the culture of Goodwill by making like the idea of thrifting chic. So now Goodwill sucks. And like, I'm part of the problem. Yesterday, I took a bunch of stuff that I like pulled out of closets and had been sitting in my living room since I moved in here in April. And I took it. It was like a bunch of coats and hoodies and jackets and stuff. And could I have taken it to the Goodwill? Yeah. But then I wouldn't have gotten anything for it. So I took it to the Crossroads and they gave me $180 for all of my stuff. And I was like, that's great for me personally, bad for the economy probably because they are so naked about it. They're like, we'll give you 30% of what we will sell it for if you want cash and 50% if you do store credit. Like, so naked. They're like, this is 50% and that's all you get. You don't get anything else. We make all of the we can say it's worth any amount of money. And we'll give you 50%.
Say whatever.
Crazy.
This is crazy. So the Goodwill store, like online, and you should follow Goodwill.
Shop Goodwill
on Blue Sky. And so it always talks about Gaylords.
Yeah,
I did not know what a Gaylord was until
it's a unit of measurement.
Well, I knew it was a unit of measurement, but I didn't know why it was called that.
Oh, why is it called that?
It's called that because the standard size of a quote-unquote Gaylord box from the Gaylord Container Company is a 48 by 40 by 36 box, and that's what they put them in. So when they say it's a Gaylord,
Wow.
it's like it fits inside a box.
But that's not an invention. You
No,
inventing a size of box is nothing.
That's not
The only one
right.
the only one that matters is shoe. I think inventing shoebox, that one kind of went crazy with that one. But like you don't get to have a box. That's not a company. You made a big box. Like that isn't anything.
Yeah. I mean, it is weird that got standardized like that. It's like, oh yeah, someone go in the back. There's a big Gaylord back there full of stuff. It's like,
What do you mean?
what did you just call me? No, like I'm not gonna go back there and get the box. You can't call me that.
You can't
It's
call me that.
2024.
I've Googled bathtubs and now all my Instagram. This happened when you were talking about your fucking refrigerator. And now all my Instagram ads are going to be like, do you want this shower that you put in your asshole?
Yep.
Like, it'll make you fucking fly. No, I don't want it.
No, I don't want it. Have you been playing anything lately? I know you've been on vacation.
I have been playing a video game called Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket. It's the best game. I think it's actually time to crack a pack right now, John.
I also got into that a little bit.
It's a great game. Have you done any of the battles in it?
I haven't done the battles yet.
I've done a couple of them. It is the gnarliest thing because I understand what it is doing to my brain.
Okay.
The game as a whole. It is just what if you had the dopamine drip fed to you like you're a rat.
Okay.
But I think I'm smarter than the game because I don't engage with it at all. To me, the interaction is so clean and so pure. It is an exchange. I give the game 45 seconds and the game gives me 5 JPEGs.
Yep.
And I get in and I get out.
You get out.
And that's it. I get in and I get out. And like it feels great.
That has also been my interaction with it. The 6 or 7 times I've logged on, I've done that. All right, we're gonna.
Which one?
Stop.
Tell me when.
Stop.
This one.
Do that one.
Do you want me to flip it? Do you want me to open it upside down or regular?
Regular. Okay, Niki's opening a box. Did not get it on the first time. Got it on that time. All right.
I got a Nidoking, a shiny Nidoking.
We have a Golett.
A Doduo. And a Blitzel shit pack.
Bad pack.
Fuck this stupid game.
Wow. What's the best card you've gotten?
Oh, wait, no!
There's one more? Oh, Mewtwo!
It was actually a great pack.
It's a great pack.
That's my 3rd Mewtwo EX.
Oh, wow.
So, I was in line for Jazz when I was in New York City, and these 2 boys were talking about some dumb shit. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. And then they went, when I opened the app, and they were like, you got anything good? And I was like, what are you talking about? Because I was like deeply not having a conversation with these people. Right. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I'm about to crack a pack. And then we cracked the pack together. I didn't get anything good, but it was a nice little moment we had, the 3 of us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Have you gotten anything good out of these in this pack?
No, I don't know anything about Pokemon, so whenever I get anything that even like triggers a feeling in me that's like, oh, that was a good one, it's out. It's like it's gone within 5 seconds.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I just don't know anything about any of it, but it's fun to get the little guys and put them in my little.
Yeah, they go in here. And you're like, these are all my little guys.
They're my little guys.
It's great.
Pretty good. It's not bad for a thing that you are right in the sense that like when it comes to that game, I see all the buttons and pulleys and levers. Yeah. I'm like, that's great, but I don't need any of that.
I don't need it. Like the idea of spending American money on this game is insane to me.
Crazy to me.
For what?
Yeah, it wanted
to do what?
It's like if you go a little bit deeper, we're gonna show you how you can spend money. And then I was like, all right, I'll hear you out. And then I heard them out, and I was like, oh wow, no way.
Yeah.
Not even a little tempted.
No, I do not need to give you money to look at JPEG.
Like I buy the premium battle pass for Marvel Snap literally every month. I spend $15 every month on Marvel Snap.
They love you.
They love
Walt should call you instead of me.
They should. But I felt no obligation to spend money on the Pokemon trading card game, which is great.
I don't even know what I could get other than opening more packs that will have
Just
the same
more packs.
cards in
I think
them.
that's it. You're just getting items that
Part of the
lower the amount of time that you can open a new pack.
No. Part of the appeal is that I forget that the game exists until they send me a notification. Like, legitimately, that is part of why it is appealing to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I go in and I'm like, oh, yeah, I get some little dopamine. Oh, I can crack a pack time.
Mm-hmm.
I stop what I'm doing and I crack the pack.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say,
that's
great. And then I close it.
I you know what? Until next time.
Yeah, literally, yes. Until next freaking time.
Yeah.
I've also been playing the video game. It's a little indie title. It's called Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
Mm-hmm.
John, what are you doing tonight?
Probably playing some of that.
We should play Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
All right, let's do it.
It's great. Now, I only play one mode.
Okay, what do you play?
It's Stakeout 24/7.
What
do you know about Stakeout?
No.
Okay, so Stakeout is one of the smallest maps they've ever done.
Okay,
in a Call of Duty game.
I love small maps.
It is an apartment complex. It's like two apartments that are next to each other and the hallway that connects them.
Oh, wait, how old is that map?
It's new for this game.
Oh, it's new for this.
It's like
okay.
It is like another map called
because I used to
Shipment.
I liked Shipment.
Okay. So it's like Shipment but better.
Okay.
Cool. And that's the whole map. It is chaotic. None of it makes any sense. Like it is impossible. One of the things that really frustrated me about playing Call of Duty is that I fell out of being good at it. There was a little window where I was working on it where I was good at it. And then I fell off of it because I don't play video game, like first person shooters like that.
Yeah.
But something that immediately put me off, even from doing it idly and talking to people while playing it, the thing that put me off was like, I wasn't having fun moment to moment because even the period of time between dying, being killed, and then running across the map to die again was annoying to me. And I just didn't want to do it.
Right.
Stakeout fixes this because you will spawn in a room with 4 other people who you are trying to kill. Sometimes you're in a room and 4 other people on the opposite team will spawn in. Sure. And then it's like, it's great.
Now what?
Now what? I was playing with Chaim and Vitelli last week or right before I left. And Vitelli, Chaim, and John Carson, they play on hardcore mode, which has team damage on. Which is it's so goofy because like you'll spawn in at the same time as another person on your team. It's like still 6v6 in this tiny ass map. You cannot, it is moving too fast to know who is on your team and who is not. So you're just you spawn in holding the trigger and sometimes you just die because you've shot Chaim in the back too many times.
Yeah,
it's great. Like it's really good. Good. I'll never make a class. Like I do not feel the need to figure out how to make a class. Like I have not read a single tutorial. I know what button moves, I know what button shoots, and I know what button aim down sight is, and I know that I have a grenade. Yeah. And I just use an SMG or a shotgun and I kind of run. Yeah. And I have a great time.
Yeah. Totally.
And I'm not going to I don't think I'm going to play any other game mode other than Shipment.
Okay.
Or other than Stakeout 24/7. It's the only game. It's the only map, only game type in the whole game for me.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's great.
Yeah, I can't wait to play it. I've been playing Star Wars Outlaws, which is
how are you liking
that? I think that game makes a really good first impression, and I think it is pretty good. Like I
agree.
I think
it's pretty good.
I don't yet, I guess, get the objections to this game. If you're going to install kind of a paint by numbers, Ubisoft maximalist open world bullshit formula, like attaching it to Star Wars, you could do a lot worse.
Yeah, sometimes video games should be video game.
Yeah.
and
Sure.
they kind of just need to be candy that you can. It's a big bowl of candy that you can put your hand in and get something good out every single time you put your hand in, and then eventually the bowl should run out. Right? Like the bowl should run out and you should be like, okay, now it is time for different other candy. And that is what this game is to me. Like, it really is not trying to do anything crazy.
No.
But I think people had maybe the difference is I think people perhaps had the expectations that it was going to do something new and big because it is the first open world Star Wars game.
Different. Yeah. Like,
like,
I don't know.
No.
But I like, I like haven't gotten tired yet of sending Nicks out to just like steal stuff off of people.
Yeah, it's great. Good mechanic. What if you had a little guy?
Great little guy. If anything, listen, I know nothing actually bad will happen to this creature. But if anything does happen bad, I will
you'll be
get on the list. I'll get on a list somewhere.
Yeah, you'll shoot the Xbox.
I might. I might take it to an IHOP and do it there.
Not the official breakfast partner, John.
Yeah,
maybe they'll have to call Phil.
I'm not even playing on Xbox, and that's what I'll do. I'll just be like,
why? Okay, but here's the fucking thing. Why did they not? Why is there not a picture of one of these? This is an Xbox things, and it's a stack of fucking pancakes, and they say, "This is an Xbox."
Well, because they don't say things are an Xbox that literally aren't an Xbox.
I'm pretty sure I could get Halo running on a stack of IHOP.
You think so? I mean, it is the funniest thing in the world, dude, when any new electronic comes out and they with a screen and someone does get Doom running on it in about 5 minutes. I mean, that's pretty cool.
How many pancake okay, maybe not 4, maybe like 16 pancakes probably could run Halo 1.
You think so? Okay. Yeah. That's an interesting claim. We'll make sure to put that on our socials this week.
If we put 16, well, maybe the 8th pancake has to be the disc.
Okay, so this is like the disc.
Well, it's got the disc slot.
It's got the disc slot.
Well, because naturally, John, they're all kind of. If you think about it, John, what is a DVD or a Blu-ray if not a pancake of digital media, right?
So smart.
It's got 2 sides.
Totally.
Soft, pillowy.
Yeah, like most of the discs I put in.
So if you put, I think, so in my mind, maybe you're putting 6 pancakes down, and then you just pop Halo Reach on the top of the 6th pancake.
And then you put an
and then you put in, you put more, and then you put the syrup and the butter on. I think it'll just run.
Does the syrup make it run?
Well, that's where the computer stuff is, yeah.
That's where the computer stuff is. Cool. Nano machines in the syrup. Got it.
Well, okay. Maybe it's a kind of involved process, but if you put syrup in the computer to cool it, transitive property, osmosis, it'll get the computer out of the syrup will get the computer out of the computer. Then the computer will be in the syrup. And then you pour that on top of the pancakes with the Halo Reach disc in between the 7th and the 8th pancake. So I'll just leave you with that. Your little fucking eggheads over at NASA.
I think Phil's gonna be found in his office with like strung out on something, and this clip will just be playing on repeat. Just like his office.
We shouldn't have told them that everything was an Xbox.
We should have told them everything. We should have told them.
Can I reasonably...
I've become obsessed with the idea that anything can be an Xbox because of this person. And now we have to do it.
Can I reasonably go up to Phil's office, just knock on the door at Microsoft? He's probably on the Xth floor. Press the button. You think you get in the elevator, it's just a big Xbox logo.
Probably.
You press that, and it takes you right up to his office. And I say, Phil, I tried to play Halo 2 on the elevator, and it didn't work. I put it in the slot. I put it in the disc slot
right fucking now.
I put it in the disc slot right between where the elevator and the floor was, and it didn't. I heard it. It sounded like it shattered. I didn't really understand that part, but the disc drive didn't work. Is this an all digital elevator?
It's an all digital elevator.
The Xbox Sade. Remember that?
No, what?
You don't remember the Xbox Sade? The Xbox. No. The Xbox. The Xbox One S, all digital edition. Xbox.
I'm looking up Sade, like all digital edition. Sade.
Yeah, the Xbox S,
Sade.
all digital edition. The Xbox Sade.
Was it a smooth operator?
Hive questions.
Hive questions. We have Hive questions, and all of them are Sade related. Great.
Whoa.
Amazing segue. Listen, Eli.
Wait, did you have other news? Was there other news?
No, that was it.
Have you played anything?
I was except for Star Wars Outlaws.
Oh, other than Star Wars Outlaws, yeah.
Not really.
Okay.
Not anything.
You started Dragon Age. How's that? Oh, okay. So it's not good.
It's okay. We're gonna do the 99 potions. We had to reschedule that.
Yes, I saw. I did see this. Did something happen?
No.
Okay.
Just we just didn't feel like it that day.
That's fair.
No, I am enjoying that game. I'm still playing it. I'm still working my way through it. I'm hoping to actually beat it by the time we have that episode. It's I hear it opens up a bit from a choices and kind of exploration standpoint. Right now, it is very closed. And I am only having fun with it in little bursts. I hear that changes, but my patience for games like that is getting short.
Does it, and this might be too early, you might not have played enough. Does it feel like they very deeply took we opened it up too fast stuff from the hinterlands region of Inquisition? We got too big too fast. Does it feel like this is a response to that, to where we'll kind of gonna railroad you, tell you where to go and how? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, like immediate conversation with that. A rubber band's too far in the other direction.
Yeah.
It starts in medias res in a way that, like,
one more time.
In medias res, like in the middle of the action.
No, I know what you're trying to say.
We
just live in
res.
In media res, John.
Is it not plural? Is it not in medias res?
If someone in the real world said to me, "En medias res," John, I think I would like.
It's in medias res. It's
no
in medias
way.
res.
The S is silent.
Res.
Okay, fine. Maybe you're right. I just can't imagine it's like.
Now listen.
It's in media res. In en medias res.
Pronunciation. I'm gonna listen to the pronunciation here. Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Uh-huh.
In medias res.
In medias res.
In medias res.
I can't be plural.
Medias
Why is it plural?
Because it's Latin. Latin's
Stupid.
all Latin.
I'm glad they lost.
I'm glad they lost you. I'm glad we quit. Well, I'm glad we gave up on this shit in high school too.
I'm glad they lost. Okay,
yeah.
So the game starts in the middle.
It kind of starts in the middle of stuff, but it wraps up the soulless stuff way too fast. And not only does it do that, it basically goes like, all right, this big villain that we've set up, he's kind of helping you out, actually.
Great.
It's like,
that's why they changed the name of the game, huh?
Yeah, that's why they changed the name of the game. Because it's like, no. What if instead of him, it's just like two other things? And it's just like, shut the fuck up.
We found a bigger bad guy.
Now, granted, I don't know how it ends. Like maybe
it comes back around, and
maybe it comes back around. I just have no idea. I'm just gonna look at the. I'm gonna look at the ending on Wikipedia, and I will.
Don't do that.
Not respond to it. Okay.
Don't spoil it. Why would you spoil it for yourself?
I don't get spoiled by stuff. That's just a personal problem. Like, and someone's like, I read this thing and it spoiled it. Man, why don't you get tougher?
I can't get spoiled on things because I don't remember anything long enough. I read something that was like very clearly really important about season 2 of Arcane, and I said, I don't know who that is, and then I forgot about it immediately. So now Arcane, when I watch it with my kids in 10 years, will still be clean for me. You know. Mm-hmm. I'll say, do you remember? You know that League of Legends game that they make you play in the computer lab? That old game.
Wait,
maybe in a TV show, huh? When my kids are in school, I think maybe that they'll in the computer lab be playing League of Legends.
Really?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe. Yeah.
They should stop making League of Legends. Or here's actually what I'll say. They should make.
Hey, Riot, I got a great idea for you. Stop making League of Legends.
Turn this shit off.
Turn this shit off.
They should make a good game. For once. Like a good game that people want to play. That's fun. And it doesn't have any of this like dumb bullshit attached to it. Because like the hard part about League of Legends, right, is that it's League of fucking Legends, right? And then everything attached to it is League of Legends. So they had like those Riot Forge games, which they killed. Yeah. And they were, but they all still, those were, I guess, but it was still fucking League of Legends. Like I didn't know what any of it was. I went into that first Riot Forge game that came out on the Switch, and I was like, this seems like it would be something I would be into. And then the words they were using were wrong, and it was still a fucking League of Legends. I was like, I don't want to do this. Valorant's too hard. So make a good game.
I don't necessarily think it's important because it's not the funniest thing we ever did, like by a mile or anything like that. But if you did ever want to get a side of Niki that you really just like maybe don't,
I really try not to have that part come out,
or just have it. Oop, Niki's camera did something wacky. Yeah, if you ever just like kind of want to hear Niki's like childlike wonder leave their body. You could watch those old fanbite streams of us playing Valorant, and like Niki was like I think that game made you depressed.
It's like, the least fun I've ever had playing a video game.
It made you like down.
Yeah.
In a way that I was like
actively
power of a video game.
They really do make you feel. A lot of people say these fuckers don't make me feel. No. They do.
They do.
No, yeah, it is actively the worst I've ever felt playing a video game.
That's so funny. We played so much of it. Feels so bad.
Put it on the back of the fucking box.
Back of the box. All right, let's do some. I have questions to get out of here. Eli asks, do you have any dog names you've always wanted to use that are just waiting for the right dog?
I think all of my dogs are going to be food names moving forward. Barley's never going to die. She's going to be around forever. But like after this one,
food names are really fun.
It's going to be food. Yeah.
I mean, Ziggy was the outlier. I think for me, it'll be food names too. Raisinette, ravioli. But I don't have a name. I don't have a name that in. We actively think we named Raisinette wrong. So we by the way, we could change at any time. But it's like, no, Raisinette's
Raisinette. Yeah.
But we are always like, her name is Junebug, really. We fucked up. We
fucked up.
Trigger on that.
Tough. That's the middle name.
Raisinette Junebug Warren Wilson. Yeah. Actually, it's Wilson Warren. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but Junebug is a good one. But it won't refer to another dog for me.
Yeah. I feel like I can't preemptively name anything. The idea of a person like knowing what they want their baby to be named is so crazy to me. I got to see that fucker first.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, I really got to see that thing before I can be like, that's what it's called forever.
Yeah.
Also, babies shouldn't get names until they turn 5. Like, you shouldn't have to name your kid until they get to kindergarten.
I've heard about kind of, like kind of playing fast and loose with gender until they get to a certain age and can kind of like, name it for themselves, kind of figure out what they want. Like I've heard that. The name thing I've not heard before. The name thing I've not heard.
I said the thing I just said, which is you got to look at the baby before you name it. And then I realized that all babies, they don't look like anything. Right?
Like
you're not gonna read anything.
You're not gonna look like a fucking wet blob that just came out of your partner and then go, yeah, that's a Hank. Like, no, I don't think so. I don't think that's how that works.
But by the time that kid turns 5, you know what that kid's about.
Yeah.
You can name that thing.
Right. And
it functionally doesn't matter what the kid's name is until they go to school.
I think it's so important because it's like you should. I definitely think you should. I'm on board with you now. I definitely think you should wait till the kid turns 5 to give it a name. I also think you have till 5 to change it because it's like,
yes, you should get one for free.
Ha! This is my new child, McKelty. And it's like in 5 years, it's like you do not want to call that the child McKelty.
Yeah, no. Stop. You should get one free. It's the same as when you get married, you get one free name change. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You should, but when the baby turns 5, you should get a letter in the mail that says, all right, here's your one. It's like when you change your gamer tag, you get one free one before you have to pay 1,600 Microsoft points.
Yeah. How dumb is it that it's hard to change your name? Because when you get married, that is so true. Because when you get married, you go to the office, they go, oh, you got married? You can change your name. Folks, you didn't know that. You may not know this. It's not just whose last name do you want. No, it's like, oh, hi, I'm here to rename myself Zaphod Beetlebrox. It's like, it's your.
And they have to say okay.
They have to say yes.
You just get one for free. I don't know.
Like, you could be whatever you want when you.
It probably makes it hard for someone else. But I've been thinking about this recently because I was like, do I want to change my name from Nicholas to Niki? Right. And then I realized that like it is so deeply not, for me, deeply not worth the fucking effort. Like it doesn't, I do not care about what the driver's license says. Like who gives a shit? Most of the stuff on the address on there was wrong anyway. So it's not like it would be the first wrong thing on the driver's license.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
But like, yeah, you should get, you can name the kid when it comes out. At the age of 5, the government sends you a letter and says,
you want to redo it?
How are we feeling?
Yeah, it's just like getting to the end of a fucking Bethesda tutorial. It's like you get to the door, it's like, hey, you sure about this?
You sure? You sure
about McKelty? You can change it now.
Because we can.
You can change the bill right now.
The government letter also says babies in your area are also named Alex, Michael, James. Yeah. That would be good. Well, government,
you
know where we live.
Get in touch with Todd. He can tell you how to do it. Jason asks, do you have a game or type of game that you go to for comfort or to turn your brain off? We probably answered this to some extent at some point, but I also feel like that game kind of changes for me. So
it changes for me. Right now it is Balatro. I installed it when I was on the tarmac, on the plane, and then it was installed on the flight, and then by the second train that I got on when I was in New York, I had uninstalled it from my phone.
Yeah.
I was like, my brain, I was like mildly stressed because I was like in a place I hadn't been in a minute with people I had not like, and I was like, oh, I'm going to do this. And then I was not there anymore. Like I was gone. And then I looked up and I was like,
oh,
I don't need this.
Oh, I have to.
And I uninstalled it from my phone. I wish I could go into the app store and block the app.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cleaner for me. Can
Yeah,
I block apps?
Yeah, can we just do parental controls for ourselves
For one
for
rated
one
E
sake?
game.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
kid cannot be trusted with
My
this
kid
rated
can't
E
be.
for everyone game.
Oh man, that'd be really funny. For me, I don't know. It oscillates a lot. I mean, Deep Rock Galactic Survivor is one that
Mm-hmm.
if I'm feeling particularly stressed, I kind of bliss out to that game, which is if you haven't played it, it's basically a Vampire Survivors, but in that Deep Rock Galactic world, which is fun. So yeah, that's kind of mine. Sphinx asks, if money was no object, how much of your day would be consumed by sleep?
Oh.
I don't know if it would be that much more for
I
me.
don't think it would be that much more. I get bored of sleeping.
I think I get bored of sleeping too.
Like, I really like, this isn't me saying that I don't like sleeping. I really do like sleeping.
Same.
I think I get bored. Like, I get irritated and agitated if I wake up and it is too late. Like, if I get up and it's like 10:30, I'm kind of pissed actually.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that's 3 hours.
You've
Like,
missed.
I've missed, because I usually wake up at like 7 or 7:30.
Yep.
And if I get up after 10:30, I'm actually upset because I've missed morning.
Yep. Getting up
So-
this morning early felt bad in a way, and it did make me tired later in the day that I'm normally not that tired. But wow, I got a lot done this morning.
Yeah.
And that was really fun.
It's really good. I probably, what I would do is I would use that infinity dollars that I have to figure out how to get the same amount of rest out of sleeping less.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So like, if I could cash in a coin that was like, this weekend you get 6 hours of sleep combined, but it is like 12 hours of sleep, then I would be like, I would do that exchange.
Makes sense. I like that. My Hero Zero asks, the Dragon Quest III remake launches today, and it's going to be my first Dragon Quest game. What RPG series have you never played but want to?
Dragon Quest 3. I just got code for it yesterday.
You know what's funny is that's kind of my answer too.
Yeah.
It's not that I haven't played Dragon Quest. I've played Dragon Quest 11. But I've only played modern Dragon Quest. I did not play anything before 8, and I am actually very interested in going back and play those. So I'm very interested in playing Dragon Quest. What's a series that I haven't played at all though? Oh, probably the E series, the YS series, those games. I've not played those at all.
What are you talking about?
I don't see an app for that. You'll need to download one.
Siri thought I was talking to her. I'm not talking to you, Siri. Can you go away?
Awful computer. Wait, YS games.
Yeah, YS.
These are all fake.
No, they're all real. They have a very
No,
low
John.
What?
There are not video games extant on God's green earth called YS:Memories of Selecta. There is not a video game on the planet called YS:"The Oath in Felgana. YS5 Lost Kefin Co-op.
Yeah, that's right.
YS5 Lost Kefin, Kingdom of Sand. YS6 The Ark of Naphthism. YS4 The Dawn of Wyatt.
Yeah, I haven't played any of those. They're all real.
Is
all
YS a
totally
place
real.
or a guy?
I don't know. I have no idea.
There's
No
a game
idea.
called YS versus Trails in the Sky, John.
Really?
It only came out in Japan. It's a fighting game from 2010.
Wow, I'm seeing that now.
Is that the one you like?
2 RPG series that most people have not played but should.
Wait, is that the one you like?
I like Trails in the Sky, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those are good. They're really long.
They're all the same to me.
They're Can you do the ESPN guy? Can you do the Sports Center guy talking about Trails in the Sky for a second?
let me go to the Trails of the Sky
Yeah, it's
Wikipedia
fine.
page. Hold on, let
Thank
me
you.
get. How many Trails of the Sky games are there?
There are a lot. There are a lot of them.
Oh wait, sometimes they're not even in the sky.
They're not in the sky always. No.
Oh,
It's the Legend of Heroes series.
oh, gameplay. In Trails of the Sky, the player controls a cast of characters embarking on quests to progress the story. There are two different types of maps when navigating the overworld: field maps and field towns. In field maps, enemies roam around on a battle. What? Oh, enemies roam around and a battle ensues if the player comes into contact with one. I want lore. Synopsis. The game follows protagonist Estelle Bright and her adopted brother Joshua, who journey through the country of Liberal. The country is called Liberal. To train to become senior bracers, members of a non-governmental multinational organization that acts to keep the peace and protect civilians. During their journey, they uncover a plot by Colonel Alan Richard, head of the country's intelligence division.
I'm Alan Richard. I'm the worst villain you've ever met. My name's Alan Richard. Hi. I'm gonna torture you now. I'm Alan Richard.
I'm Alan. My name's Alan.
Hi, my name's Alan Richard. Thank you so
Crazy.
much for that.
You're welcome.
Bone Chunk Actual asking, have you ever bought a system specifically to play a certain game? Me, I'm the guy who bought a refurbished Xbox 360 to play Mass Effect.
In an ass backwards way, I got a Game Boy Advance to play whatever Yu-Gi-Oh game came out on the Game Boy Advance.
Whoa.
Because my mom or my grandpa bought it for me because they knew that I liked Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, that's
but did not understand that it was not the one I had. I had a Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
So I opened the box and was like, sick. That means a Game Boy Advance is also here somewhere. And I opened them out of order.
Oh, and it wasn't there. How do you navigate that? Did you just tell someone?
I don't really remember. At some point, I did get a Game Boy Advance.
Yeah,
I don't remember
yeah.
how long after Christmas it was, but like I did receive a thing that there was no payoff. Like I got the setup and then there was literally no payoff on the worst holiday to have setup and no payoff.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is really funny. All right, last week I had said that a new future indie game trend would be sports games that are essentially disguised as something else. So kind of like Pyre. I think that's a trend that's coming. There's a game out this week called Beastie Ball, which kind of does the same thing. It's basically Pokemon battles, but it's also like volleyball. And that I've heard that is cool. Jason asking, what is probably the other sports? What's the best sports game that would work in a game like that? Would it be basketball, football? I think my answer is kind of like it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I think there is a lot of space in old games, by which I mean like pool, shuffleboard, like carom, like stuff like that, where the there was a game that is kind of carom. It's a carom like Beast Breaker. Is that what that game is called? It came out on the Switch. Merritt was obsessed with it when we were at Fanbite. You were a little rat.
Yeah, it was great.
And you like
great
pulled
game.
the little rat, and you had to like you could like bounce off of stuff. Like,
do you know who is on the team that made that? The guy who made Threes.
Well,
Asher Volmar.
Can you imagine having that much shit in your fucking brain? You made one of the best ones ever of all time, and then you still make them, and they're good.
I'll tell you what. The very short period of time that I was a paying member of Glitch City in Los Angeles, California, an indie game collective, where it was just like I was like sharing food with the people that made Threes and Neon White and 30 Flights of Loving. Like it's just like absurd. I was like, oh, well, it's nice that y'all let me in the building. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for letting me
like
park
thanks
outside.
for letting me in the building. Like, you didn't have to. You could literally spit on me, and I'd be like, I get it. I get it, guys. Like, I totally get it.
Oh man.
Anyway,
yeah,
Asher
no,
is
I don't get
very
it.
sweet and made threes. And also
Talented.
Peacebreaker. Anyway, yeah.
What was the question?
The other games. What
Sport.
games?
Oh yeah. So like I think
Sports or
games like
games,
that,
yeah.
like shuffleboard but with mechanics, I think might be cool.
I agree.
You know? So
Ugh.
so that was good. John just had some espresso. Now was it too acidic? What was wrong with it?
Yeah.
Battery acid? It looked like it. Pulled it
was
too
too
long.
acidic.
Huh?
Yeah.
Now, here's a question.
It also has been sitting there getting cold for a long time.
So it's kind of a lot of things. You use that fucker every day. How'd you fuck up?
We just cleaned it, so it might need to be.
I have soap.
It's something. Something's going on.
Soap, coffee.
Something's going on.
When they say you have to descale the machine,
Yeah.
is that like in Game of Thrones?
Yeah. Yeah, you basically have to you have to yell at the people that have scales. Like, so you got to yell at the
They're
machine.
different
You're
from
like,
you. Yeah,
how
yeah.
fucking dare you have the scales? Yeah, no, you just have to you have to use the magic on the machine to get rid of the scales.
Okay.
No, you just use a little tablet in the machine.
Oh, like an Alka-Seltzer?
Yeah, kind of.
Or like a teeth tablet? Or the dentures?
Like that. Okay, gosh. This is kind of an on-the-spot one, Sphinx. I'll warn you. I'm not sure if I'm going to have one in the chamber, but I'm going to read it anyway. What random thing from an old game do you still occasionally reference in normal life? Case in point, anytime I need a fork, I say it in the fashion of the PC from BioForge due to seeing Patrick Klepek play it on Giant Bomb, which I haven't seen. So I'm trying to think of something from a game that I reference in my normal life. I say "would you kindly" to my wife whenever. No, I'm just kidding. That's not even funny. Because the implication is that I brainwashed my partner.
You're brainwashed your wife.
No.
I don't think I do. I think I may have in the past used to, but I don't talk about video games with real people anymore.
Yeah, that's
in the
part
world
of it
that I'm not.
sure.
You know, does that make sense? Not to say that you are not a real person, John. Like very explicitly, that's
no,
not what I mean.
No. I understand that. I mean, like, no. If we all get together, we don't talk about this shit. Not really. No. But the closest thing I can say is that, like, I will say out loud to myself, do a barrel roll.
Oh, that's good. When I was in high school, when I was in high school and I had to give something back to someone, I would say I'm going to give the Covenant back their bomb, but except I would replace the bomb with the item,
with the object. That's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, there's stuff like that. I also say somebody set up us the bomb. I do that a lot. You know.
Oh, I remember that. Somebody set us up the bomb. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So Jason asks, we only got two more. What's the last game you were into at the beginning, but absolutely soured on toward the end? Do you finish a game like that or drop it and move on to something? I'll answer the second part first. I drop it.
Yeah.
I used to push through. Now I drop it.
It really takes a lot for a game to get its hooks in me now. Like the up part is the hardest. The number of games where I wish I didn't have to do the first 5 hours of is so high.
I know.
And I understand that, like, when you tutorialize a video game, you have to assume that it is someone's first one.
I know.
But, like,
do you?
No,
I don't know if you do.
I don't think you do.
I don't know if you do.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think you do either.
But conventional wisdom says that when you are when you are tutorializing, this is its best practice.
Yeah.
But I really do wish I would play way more games if there was a button that was like, you want to just fucking figure it out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, do you want to poke around and figure out, like,
yeah.
Because we can just, like, I don't know.
Like it's almost like we can look to one of the most celebrated and critically acclaimed and also financially successful video games of all time, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, and go, that game didn't really tell you much at all.
At all.
It's kind of like let you rip.
Yeah, and you kind of figure it out. And
you
like,
figure it
yeah,
out.
there was nothing. And like, yes, you get abilities that change the way that you play the game after. Well, no. Sorry, you don't. Because in Breath of the Wild, you get all the fucking shit at the beginning. And same in Tears of the Kingdom. I gotta play that game.
Yeah, you do.
I have to finish it. I got 10 hours in, and then I think I moved. When did that game come out? Last April?
20. Yeah, it was like, no, it was May. It was May 23.
May of this year?
No,
last year.
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows what I was doing?
Who the fuck knows?
Not playing that.
Not playing that. What that was? Yeah, that was last year. Ooh, I got. Ooh, boy.
Time.
The last game this definitely happened to me too was God of War Ragnarok.
Oh yeah,
that
for sure.
100%. That was a game that like I was like, I'm like, yeah, great, cool. And then honestly, like 10 hours in, I was like, it's gonna take me something to come back to this, and I don't know what it is. Maybe not having else in my backlog. One more question, Papa Bear Zach asking with Atari 50, Karataka, Lamasoft, and now the Tetris.
What are you saying to me?
These are all best of kind of museum
like anthology.
Anthologies. Where should Digital Eclipse's Gold Master Series go next?
They should. It'll never happen, but like they just need to get a Nintendo game one.
I was literally gonna say the same thing.
Like if they got a Metroid,
yeah,
it would whip. Can you imagine seeing the paper? Because I'm sure they did have these like paper maps drawn out of.
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah,
like
with the little grids. Yeah.
Yes. Like that would rule so hard. Yeah. And now that I've like seen this stuff from the museum, I know they have it. There was for a little bit I was kind of like, but maybe they literally don't have this. Yeah, but like I was kind of like maybe Nintendo doesn't have this stuff. And that's why they are as flippant. No, they absolutely have all of it.
They have it all.
They have all of it. And they probably have multiple versions of. I was also recently thinking about the Universal Studios fire and how like impossible that was. Like there are movies, the originals of that do not exist anymore because part of a King Kong structure snapped and it was windy and dry and started a fire. And now that stuff is just gone.
It's just gone. It's just gone.
And I can't tell if it is worse that it is gone or if it is worse that it was inaccessible from the jump.
Right. Yeah.
Like, is it better that nobody has it or is it better that some people have it and don't do anything with it? I don't know where I don't know how I feel about it.
I think it's the Nintendo thing is so funny because it's like there is a kind of a celebratory and like kind of complimentary, laudatory way that we talk about them, where it's like, oh, they hold on to their people, they hold on to their institutions, they hold on to their traditions in a way that makes it easier for them to make games that are memorable across the entirety of the spectrum of all gamers and also time. And you could flip that on its head and go, they're such petty little shits that they will hold on to all of that shit and just crush it to make it into a diamond.
Yes. Yeah. They are making like, it is the most pressure formed diamond possible.
Yeah. Yeah. You could easily look at it the other way, where it's just like, they will be precious with everything because they believe it's all necessary to do what they do.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like if they ever actually opened up, because if you've ever bought a Nintendo produced like best of something or whatever, they don't give a fuck about it. It's ass. No. Like they don't give you anything. Like we thought naively that with Mario Maker coming out, we would actually get some kind of like history of it or like any sort of that thing. Nothing. And it's like, I feel like they believe if they ever really parted with that, it would be like, they've lost their mojo, which is like
Yeah.
bullshit. But it's like, my answer to that is also, I think, pretty unlikely, but possible, is rare.
Oh, that
Like
would be cool.
if they did like a big rare, I know like Rare has released like little
Rare
anthologies
replay.
of their
Yeah.
games and stuff, but it'd be cool if that got kind of a rare treatment. I don't know.
The thing that's hard about Rare Replay is that, and this might be me misremembering because I was a teenager when that game came out, but that was just those EXEs. Like some of them on the
Right.
Xbox One, the
Right.
Rare Replay games, the ones that were like the ones that they had running on the 360, it was just the Xbox 3. There was no layer, right? That
Right.
was like, here's what it is in context. There was none of that.
No, you're just queuing up the EXE.
Yeah. So like that would be huge. That would be
Yeah.
great.
I think that'd be
It's
cool.
a good one.
That's it for our Hive questions this week. As always, if you want to ask us Hive questions, you can go to vgbs.com/join. Join the Hive for just $9.99 a month. And you can go to our Discord and ask us questions there. It's free to join our Discord, discord.gg/VGBs, and you can come hang out with a lot of very cool people. We had some really nice growth over the past week because I think people are just looking for other spaces to be in with people that are not, trying to kill them or yell at them all the time, which is, and that's a great place. And that should be our tagline. VGB is a place where people aren't trying to kill you or yell at you. So that's kind of what we're working with. But yeah, thanks so much for joining us for this episode. We will be back again next week. I think that's when we're going to be doing the 99 Potions reunion. We will make sure that is scheduled and announce that if that is indeed the case. Niki, do you have anything to plug?
John released a video game this week. It's called
Thank you for
Interstate.
plugging.
What's it
Go
called?
ahead.
74?
No.
63.
Nope.
Interstate 72?
I'm going to give you 3 more guesses.
Interstate 34.
You're unbelievably close.
38?
You're fuck.
30.
Okay, what? You're so close. You were really close.
Okay, with 34,
You were
I'm
really close to 34.
Interstate 35.
Oh, that's it. Congrats. Thank you so much for plugging.
The numbers. Here's what I'm looking at on this screen. On my second screen, I've got the if you're driving subreddit or not subreddit. The if you're driving Discord. Open, and you can go listen to If You're Driving. Close Your Eyes, a comedy podcast on wherever podcasts are sold. And Fonk sent a picture and it just says U46 combi fluid. So then I saw that and was like, well, the only number in my head is right now is 46.
46. Yeah. No, that's fair.
But yeah, John released a video game this week. Yay!
Yeah, I did. I didn't make it. But I did publish it. And the wonderful Julie Muncie is the person who made it, along with some collaborators. It's very good. Yeah. You won't hear me talk about it in any sort of critical way. But if you do want to go check that out, it's very cool. It's the first game I published in a decade, so it's very, very exciting.
How fun!
It is fun. It's been fun to go through that process. And actually, it has been legitimately fun in a lot of ways. In other ways, going through Steam is like, can you believe it? Gabe's not made that super
interesting. It's not like a smooth or massaged process. That's crazy because anyone and their fucking mom can put an EXE on there. It seems.
I know it's true. No, it's true. If you've got the wherewithal and the gumption, you can definitely just put anything up there. It's true. So yeah, go check that out. Interstate 35. I really appreciate everyone's support so far. As far as other things I can plug, Niki already mentioned If You're Driving, Close Your Eyes. It's another podcast that they and I are on with our buddy LB Hunktears. That's a great show. LB Hunktears also is making a video game called Fledgling Manor, which you could go wishlist right now over on Steam, and it's coming out quite soon. So you should definitely do that. All right, that is it. Follow VGBs everywhere. If you're on Blue Sky, follow us there. I'm at floppyadult.com. Niki's at nikigrayson.com. VGBs.com is where you can find us on Blue Sky. Blue Sky is the place. 11 billion people have joined it this week, it feels like. So it's pretty hopping.
Like I wish I could turn off, not to be crazy, but I wish I could turn off follower notifications.
I know, me too. I've gotten,
like I don't. I don't. And the annoying part is that it only does it in chunks of 30. So like if it gets to past 30, they make a second notification in the feed that says plus 30 more. And I don't need to know. I never look at that counter anyway. So just turn this shit off for me.
Yep, totally. All right, folks. Thanks again for joining us this week for the VGBs podcast. Until next week, keep on buzzing.